Broadcasting live and in high definition for all North Texas. Fox 4 News at 5 starts now.
Good evening. I'm Clarice Tinsley. The federal government released what had previously been sealed documents in the public corruption investigation of Dallas County Commissioner John Wiley Price. We now know how much money was seized from the commissioner. Nearly $500,000 in cash taken from his home and money made from the sale of land in southwest Dallas. Fox 4's Sean Rabb joins us now. Sean, you've been going through those documents. First, tell us, why is the government's complaint being released, made public now?
Well, because attorneys for John Wiley Price and Daphne Fain are contesting the forfeiture of that money taken from his home, $229,500. That's first of all. Secondly, Clarice, they didn't want to release any of this information, any of its evidence, until after primary election day, not wanting it to appear as if the government was in any way interfering with the election process. FBI agents used electronic surveillance of bank records, emails, confidential informants even, and as we told you a year ago when the raids on Price's office and home took place, wiretaps, as well as undercover agents. Now, in the 129-page complaint, the government asserts that Price and his assistant Daphne Fain conspired to commit money laundering, engaged in monetary transactions and property derived from specific unlawful activity, bankruptcy fraud, and theft or bribery concerning programs receiving federal funds. Former federal prosecutor Matt Yarbrough went through the government's complaint against Price as well as looked at the FBI affidavit.
The real detail here is the pains the government's gone through, especially the FBI, to detail the date, the transaction amount, and the source of the funds. And if a jury or a judge sees this overall as just a large shell game, the government may have exactly where it's wanted to be on this case. But for Mr. Price, documents don't get on the stand, witnesses do. And that's going to be really the thing that Mr. Price and his lawyers, I'm sure, are going to have to do, is to try to explain these transactions.
Now, I spoke with lawyers for both John Wiley Price and Daphne Fain today, neither ready to go on camera, saying they were still going through that complaint. But Billy Rafkin, Mr. Price's attorney, did tell me that he's not afraid of anything the government should say.
129 pages. What else is in that complaint, Sean?
Well, also in the complaint that political consultant Kathy Neely funneled monies to Price from companies that she landed contracts with, and that cars in her name were used by Price and really belonged to him, and that they were hiding it through her.
The theft of federal funds, how is the government alleging that?
Yeah, now that has to do with Karen Manning. That's the woman who owns Millennium 2000 Art Gallery. Here's what the government says. The FBI says that Millennium Art Gallery, that money there was used to conceal income from money solicited from persons and companies with business matters at Dallas County, as well as to conceal Price's conversion of campaign funds to personal use funds. Of course, you cannot do that. That's a civil rights violation on Title 18 and public corruption. You cannot do that. Again, all allegations haven't yet been proved up, but 129 pages that really lays out every transaction of Mr. Price's going back to the mid to early 1990s.
And you mentioned the reason why the government did it now. They didn't want to interfere with the election, which was Tuesday, an election that he handily won.
Even though now he does have a Republican challenger, and yes, he won the primary, I believe 76% going away. He does have a Republican challenger, but again, Price's attorneys were contesting the forfeiture, and the only way that they could contest that is for the government to release what they had. They wanted the government's evidence. They said, okay, here it is.
Good work, Sean. Thank you.
Right.
Stay with Fox 4 as we are learning more about the investigation into Commissioner John Wiley Price. Plus, you'll find the latest anytime on My Fox DFW.